Today, I have Brent Willis from Voyageur Pharmaceuticals. And Brent, it's wonderful to see you because you have been one of the top performers in the market this last year.
Oh, thank you for having me on. Yeah, we're having a good year. We're hitting our milestones, and we're going to keep hitting our milestones.
And of course, when we were talking in the investor talk, you were saying how well things are actually going for Voyageur Pharmaceuticals. So let's touch on some of those milestones. For instance, you were talking about institutional investors getting interested in getting behind you on the Francis Creek development. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's we're always been out financing through the retail community, and we're finally having meetings with institutional investors. So as that progresses, it's and hit our milestones, and institutional investors, they like to talk to you, learn about your projects, and then they like to watch and make sure that you hit your milestones before they make any commitments. And I think we're at a stage where by the end of this year, we're going to have a lot of confidence behind our company. And I believe that we're going to be able to advance and get the financing we need to get the Francis Creek project into production.
And of course, our last interview, we were talking about your product line in Canada. How is that going? And tell our audience who might not be familiar with Voyageur what you're currently selling, because your website looks amazing.
Sure. We have 5 Health Canada licensed products. They're for the gastrointestinal tract, for fluoroscopy, which is x-rays and CT scans. And it highlights the tissues throughout your gastrointestinal tract so that you can identify different disease and obstructions and issues with your body, like, for example, ulcers and whatnot. So it's an in-demand product. We're working with the provincial health authorities across the country. We're working on getting into Alberta Health Services, Saskatchewan Health Services, and that's an ongoing, and we're moving forward with that. We had our first sale into a local clinic for $89,000. That product's been delivered, and will be delivered throughout the next year. We're bringing in more excipients to create more batches. So we're getting ready for continued growth in sales and advancing in the Canadian market, which is a small market. It's kind of like our test market. And it's all about proving our economics to get our Francis Creek project into production. The margins are very low using third-party manufacturing and importing barium sulfate for $10,000 a ton. It's expensive. And the whole goal is to get Francis Creek into production where our costs drop from $10,000 a ton for our barium sulfate to $650 a ton.
And for those of you out there going, okay, this sounds very interesting, can you give the new investor to Voyageur Pharmaceuticals kind of an overview about barium from the earth to the bottle and Voyageur Pharmaceuticals?
Sure. So barium sulfate is used for imaging because it reflects the radiation, the X-rays. And it's a high density mineral. It's a critical mineral in the United States. It's in very short supply currently for the high grade pharmaceutical grade, which is it has very tight specifications. So we have one of the only deposits outside of China, and having that deposit is what gives us the great value. To give you an example, it's when you mine out barite and you crush it down into a concentrate, we could sell that concentrate for $350 a ton. When we process it into a pharmaceutical powder, that powder value goes up to $10,000 a ton. And then when we put it into our contrast media bottles that we sell to the market, then that value goes up to $200,000 a ton. So by pivoting into the pharmaceutical space and building out a vertically integrated radiology drug company where we source our own minerals, cut out all the middlemen, our costs are significantly lower than anyone else we're competing against, which gives us the advantage to really grow the company long term.
And you just put out some news that we would love an update on about your US iodine feasibility study. Tell us more about that.
Sure, we're moving forward with a project in Oklahoma where we're extracting iodine from oil field brine water, where you just do deals with disposal companies. They truck the water to you, you extract the iodine, and we're making a high purity I2. We're starting the process with a company called Altillion, who have technology where they can put a unit down that processes 40,000 barrels a day. And the bench scale testing that we announced is all about proving the economics on the specific area that we're working in. So every area has different brine chemistry. So the first step is to process that brine and determine what your economics are. From that, we'll complete an independent feasibility study and advance the project. So we're looking at a 200 ton per year I2 flake production as our pilot plant, and then moving to advance that to 1,000 tons per year. We believe we can achieve that in the coming years.
So, what should shareholders be looking forward to in this upcoming quarter?
Well, we're advancing negotiations with multinational companies that are very interested in our projects, and we believe we'll have something coming forward here soon. In regards to our barite project, we're moving forward with the FDA to get our licensing for the US market. We're expecting FDA licensing by the end of next year. And that will open up a huge market for us, as the United States is the largest market for consumption of barium contrast products. And currently worldwide, there's shortages due to the shortages of the barium sulfate powders are very hard to get these days. So we're sitting in a very good position. The geopolitics that are going on worldwide are playing in our favor. And being the first vertically integrated, domestically produced barium contrast and iodine contrast company is going to allow us high growth as we move forward in this current environment.
With regular updates, I recommend to anyone interested to go to the Voyageur Pharmaceuticals website and subscribe for updates. Thank you for joining us, Brent.
Thank you.